Shalom, Yom Revi Sameach, happy Wednesday. And it's very beautiful outside today. I got up and was just filled with gratefulness for this beautiful weather. My husband does HVAC, heating and air, so he's outside in the heat and he works under houses and in attics and all that jazz. So whenever I come outside in the morning and I see this beautiful weather, I can't help but be thankful for it. So I hope you guys are having a really blessed day. Um, Monday we started Bereshit, Genesis chapter 1. Um, and we did a reading, and then we went ahead on a separate video. I broke down a hidden prophecy that is within the first word of Bereshit, which is Bereshit, beginnings. We know it starts within the beginning, and that is just that one word, Bereshit. So later today, I am hoping to get another video posted over Genesis 1, um, because there's actually more in that first word. So I want to break that down for you guys later. So check that out. And I really hope you guys can really just kind of grasp how cool it is that in one word that literally just says beginnings, God was able to put so much information for us just in that one word. So I've done, my share of research on this, and there's so much more. It's not just that one word. It just continues on and on. So we'll continue to kind of circle back to Genesis 1. And we'll continue to kind of circle back to things within the words as we go along. I'll just kind of add them in as they pop up. One that I really would like to cover at some point is the whole first verse of Bereshit. There's 7 words in total in that first verse, and it appears to have a message hidden inside of that as well. And the reason why I can be so confident about this is because I have read God's word. And once you do that, you have got your biblical foundation. Okay, now you know what you can hold up to the light and say, okay, is this truth or is it not? Plain and simple. You just hold it up to God's word. Um, if it's biblical, then great, awesome. And guess what? These things appear to be biblical. They seem to line up. So that's what really kind of shakes me. What's so cool about it, because I really feel like if people knew more about these things, about the ancient Hebrew script and the messages within it, it could really spark people's interest. It could potentially even kind of smooth out some of the conflict that we have in other religions or denominations who all worship our God. They all worship our God. They just can't seem to agree on how to worship Him. So that's why I think it's so important to just hold up His word. Just dive into it, because He tells us. He tells us how He wants to be worshipped, and how we can glorify Him with our lives. Anyways, let's go ahead and dive into Genesis, Bereshit, chapter 2. Let's see. Okay, so chapter 2, Shtaim, 2. And yeah, you guys, I'm just going to keep dropping the little Hebrew words in there. It's a beautiful language, you guys, and it just says so much. I really want to heavily encourage you guys to look into it. I know it's like, oh, Hebrew, that's so maybe intimidating whenever you first are thinking about it. But like, I'm not gonna lie, me and Joshua, when we started researching and learning Hebrew, ancient Paleo Hebrew, along with biblical modern Hebrew, I mean, I just fell in love with it. It actually has been the easiest language I've ever tried to learn, ever, ever, ever. I've attempted to learn a couple other languages on my own, like I think Chinese and Dutch when I was younger. That didn't last long. And then I took Spanish. I tried to learn Spanish. That didn't, I could never get that to click. And I heavily studied sign language. I even got to a point where I felt like I was somewhat fluent in it when I was younger. But then, after years, I lost it. But even when I felt somewhat fluent, I was still so just not. I really wasn't fluent with it. But this, like, I'm nowhere near fluent with this, but I'm gonna get there because this is just, I don't know, it's just clicking. I don't know. So I want to encourage you guys to look into it more. So, Bereshit, chapter Stein.